Assalamu alaikum, students. Today you can see this question which I'm going to explain you. It is related with definite integrals, area under the curve. So let's start it with the equation of a curve is given to you, which is y equals sine of 2x cosine square of x. Yani product of two trigonometric functions. The range is given to us from 0 to pi by 2. If you can see the graph of this function, we see that m is the maximum point, and also the range on the x-axis is covered from 0 to pi by 2, as what he said here in the question, right? Now, examiner is telling you how to start this question to find the exact area. All of you know that whenever we want to find the area under the graph, this is the application of integration. So we need to use the lower limit and the upper limit, and the area is formed under the curve, um, and it is enclosed between the curve and the x-axis. So from 0 till pi by 2, and whatever the function given to me y with respect to x, we have to do this. But to do this integration, we have to use substitution. So let's start the question. Sine of 2x and cosine square of x. I will apply the limits later on. And what is the substitution given to me? He said u is equals to sine of x. Since there is no sine x seen here, it means I need to use trigonometry to convert sine of 2x into another form by using the double angle formula. You remember sine 2x is equals to 2 sine x cosine of x, and then it is written over there cosine square of x and d of x. Wow. So in place of sine x, I will write u. And if you guys can see, this is cosine x and this is cosine square of x. Can we combine them? So I'm gonna erase both of them, and I will write here cosine cube of x. Now the next procedure is I need to take the derivative. So du by dx, it is equal to cosine of x. Done. Send the dx to the other side. So du is equal to cosine of x d of x. Now, my friends, definitely you will be saying, Mr. I have cosine of x, but over there we have cosine cube of x. No worries, you can again write the cosine square of x here, and the cosine of x which you wrote it here with, because the double angle identity was sine to x, 2 sine x, and rather than writing cosine x here, I will write in black here the cosine of x. Now this thing, cosine of x d of x, it is equals to du. Wow. What to do with this cosine square of x? This cosine square of x, my friends, I need to use the Pythagorean identity that cosine square of x is equal to 1 minus sine square of x. So in my next stage, before substitution, what I'm gonna do, guys, I copy the 2 as it is, I copy the sine x as it is. Now instead of this cosine square of x, I'm gonna write now 1 minus sine square of x. And I keep the cosine of x as it is and d of x. Done. So this is my, guys, this is my tu. This is my u, and sine x is also u. So now everything can be easily converted. I'm going to write here 2. In the place of sine x, I will write u. In the place of sine x, I will write u. So this is sine square of x, I will write u squared, and cosine of x d of x from the green, you guys can easily write it here as du. Clear? So sine x is u, sine square of x is u square, and cosine of x dx is du. Look, the question looks so easy. Open the brackets. So 2u minus 2u power 3. And I'm going to take the integration of 2u, which is 2u square over 2 minus 2u4 over 4 plus c, if you want to write it here as a constant of integration. The further simplification is u squared minus half u power 4. Now substitute your function back, which is u is equal to sine of x. So I'm going to write here sine square of x minus half sine 4 of x. This is the integration which I wanted to get. Now apply the limits. Apply the limits. The limits are from 0 to pi over 2. Is it? The limits are from 0 to pi by 2. First, we apply the upper limit. So sine pi by 2 whole squared minus half sine of pi by 2 power 4. This is the upper limit. Now minus, I apply the lower limit. Sine of 0 squared minus half sine of 0 power 4 and bracket close. Sine pi by 2 is 1. So this is 1 squared minus half. This is 1 power 4 minus sine 0 is 0 squared minus half 0 power 4. So finally I will get 1 minus half, and the final answer is half. So I got my answer half. What is the next question? He said find the exact coordinate of m. Find the exact coordinate of m. So m is a stationary point. We need to differentiate this function. Let me write it again. Y is equals to, it is given to me sine of 2x, sine of 2x, and cosine square of x. There is, it's sine of 2x, not 2 sine of. Ready? So to get the stationary point, we need to differentiate it. So dy by dx, apply the product rule, keep the sine 2x as it is, sine of 2x, don't change it. Now apply the power rule on cosine square of x. So first 2 goes back, and then 2 cosine of x, and the further derivative of um, cosine of x is minus sine of x. Done. Next stage, we have to write a plus sign and keep the cosine square of x as it is. And now the derivative of sine 2x is, sine derivative is cosine, and 2x, the further derivative of 2x is 2. I'm highlighting them as pink, those functions which are differentiated. We need to put our derivative equals to 0 because we are trying to find the stationary point. So we got minus 2 sine of x, cosine of x, and sine of 2x. And here is 2 cosine of 2x, and cosine square of x is equals to 0. Now he asks us to simplify it further. What is the best thing we can do? We can replace sine 2x by its, yani this is a double angle identity, and also cosine of 2 of x. Can I take the cosine of x common to simplify the expression further? So minus 2, or why not? I can first replace sine 2x and cosine 2x. So minus 2 sine of x cosine of x. So in the place of sine 2x, I'm going to write now 2 2 sine of x cosine of x plus 2, and cosine 2x has three versions. So it would be better if you guys can write here any version, like cosine square x minus sine square x, you can write it as, or you can write it as 1 minus 2 sine square of x. So it's up to you guys. So suppose if you want to write here 1 minus 2 sine square of x, and here is cosine square of x is equal to 0. Done? Now on this side, I will be having minus 4 sine square of x and cosine square of x. And now open the brackets, I will be getting 2 cosine square of x, because they are multiplying with this one, and also this minus 4 sine square of x and cosine square of x is equal to 0. Got it, boys? We are ready now to simplify these two expressions, this one and this one. It will give us minus 8 sine square of x cosine square of x plus 2 cosine square of x is equal to 0. I take the cosine square of x, 2 cosine square of x common, so it leaves me minus 4 sine square of x plus 1 equals to 0. So either 2 cosine square of x is equal to 0, or minus 4 sine square of x plus 1 equal to 0. This gives me cosine of x is equal to 0, and where cosine of x is 0, so x can be pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2. Do we need to write the angles in degrees or radians? We need to write the angles in radians. So we are between 0 to pi by 2, and both of them are included. So which one is my answer? Pi by 2 is my answer. So just include this one, pi by 2. Although I'm looking for m, and this cannot be m because m is in between. Look, m is between 0 and pi by 2. So I cannot say that this will be my answer. So you can also ignore it, as I'm hitting at the exact x coordinates of m. So m will be found from here. So can I send minus 4 sine square of x to the other side? So 1 is equal to 4 sine square of x. So 1 over 4 is equals to sine square of x. So 1 over 2 with plus minus 2 is equal to sine square of x. And I can write it as sine x is equal to half, and sine of x is equal to minus half. If you can see, this gives me which quadrant possible for it. Okay, so let me check that sine x is giving a positive answer. So I'm assuming my answer will be in the first and the second, since my angle is from 0 to pi by 2. So I will be getting answer in the first quadrant. So m is here, basically this angle. Minus half, the answer is here and here. So I think range is not from pi to 2 pi, so ignore it. So you can ignore it. We don't need it. Just try to get this, which is shift sine of half, and shift sine of half is pi by 6 of 30 degrees. So my answer is pi by 6. So the x coordinate is the x coordinate of m is equals to pi by 6. Is he asking x coordinate? Yes, he's just asking x coordinate. Thank you, boys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.